Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Mr. Guinea, and we're here at Dougherty Automotive Services out in Westchester, PA for a charity car event. So very excited to be here and curious to see what kind of cars we're going to see today. So just a quick heads up, I went to an event about 2 days ago. This was it was the one in Dover. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Oh yeah, it was the Good Guys event. So sorry, my mind's been all over the place as of late. So I do apologize that I haven't posted that video yet. Just dealing with some copyright issues with the music, so I'm trying to work through those. But anyway, so it's a beautiful day today, and we're gonna go and get some footage of some cars. Let's get to it. So first we got this gorgeous WRX. Almost willing to bet is not stock. Ooh, that's a nice looking engine bay. Look at that. Oh, sorry. So guys, check this out. This car, you wouldn't guess what color car this is. Actually, I can see it now. Now I can see it. At first I thought it was black, then I'm like, it's not black, it's gotta be a gray. This car is green. It's called Sequoia Green. So I'm gonna pan around here. Hold on. So sorry for the interruption there. This car is green. So I'm gonna walk around here.
Sequoia Green.
Sequoia Green is the name of the color. I could kind of see it now. I don't know if my little rinky-dink camera does it any justice, if you guys can see the green on this, but this car is Sequoia Green. It's kind of weird because it looks like it actually changes color depending on the sunlight. But this is the Sequoia Green, but a beautiful Camaro here. Hey, what's up, everyone? So we have quite a variety of cars here. So kind of in the background, you see the, C8 Corvette. You got a 911. Right next to that, you have an Aston Martin. Got the Beamer. You got a Lotus over there. That's a really nice looking Lotus. I love that color scheme on that. Then you got looks like a Z28 and either a Monte Carlo or a Caprice. And on this other side, you got, I think, I hate to say I still can't get my classic cars if that's an Impala or a Falcon. In any case, you got an American Classic, 2 American Classics over there, and you got a whole Subaru section over there, and there's a whole bunch of cars behind me as well. So anyway, let's start filming. So as you guys know, I have this major car light fetish, and you can kind of see why. Look at how beautiful the Aston Martin lights are. That's such a cool design. So let's kind of get a little closer to this Aston Martin here. So we're gonna go and pan on this. Yeah, what a beautiful shape. So this one here is a DBS Superleggera. This is definitely a higher end Aston Martin. Ooh, look at those seats. I love that dark tan color. And you have DBS stitched in to the seating over here. And wow, what a beautiful cabin. So definitely Aston Martin really up on their game. So look at this blue Vet here. This is really nice. Look at those lights. That's a stunning car. So let's kind of walk through now. So we're gonna go down the line here. Stop right here at this Lotus real quick. So look at these lights. Now I think we might have gotten a Lotus when we were in Pittsburgh at I think Duval's Devil Garage. I'm messing that name up. In any case, look at these lights. Such a beautiful, intricate design. These lights, and check it out. This color, this is a green. It's actually a Verdant. That's the name of the color. They don't make British green anymore, British racing green anymore. But you can't really tell. It looks kind of black, actually. I thought it was like black and yellow, but it's actually green. Anyway, let's kind of go through it. Love the red brake calipers on here. Look at the yellow striping on there, the yellow accents on this, and look at those cool looking vents. But this green is beautiful. Oh, look at the cabin. Wow. Look at the seating. And oh, it's a 5-speed too. Look at that. That is so cool. You don't see these too often at all, because everything's like with the paddle shifters now. Yeah, this is a really beautiful car. Yeah, what a nice Lotus. Next we got a Z28 here. You got the Camaro. And check out the exposed carbon fiber hood on here. That's a nice touch on this. Check out the cabin here. So quite different from the Lotus. And then right next to the Lotus and the Camaro, you got a Monte Carlo. That's a nice color. Look at that. And look at the wheels too. Let's get a closer look at her. So those are some really cool wheels. I don't think I've seen those before. That's Harley Performance. And look at the plush 80s style seating too. And you kind of have real 80s style doors there. Ooh, that is nice. So I just love the 80s style cabin here. Beautiful. You can hear the music in the background, which is dread to my ears due to the impending copyrights. Ooh, nice Alfa Romeo. Look at this. Yeah, I love the body on this car. It looks like, I wonder if this car's dropped a little bit. Let me see if I can get a better shot of her. I kind of wonder, is the car really that low or has it been dropped? It's hard to tell, but it looks nice nonetheless. Now, but this light design from Aston Martin, I apologize, I got a little distracted by that Porsche. But anyway, what a beautiful design on the front lights on the Alfa Romeo. Get a closer look at her. Yeah, I could swear the car has dropped a little bit. And check out the little clover emblem on there. That is really cool. So props to this Alfa Romeo here. So very cool variety of cars here. doing a quick pan over here. And next to the Alfa Romeo, check out that Corvette. Look at the color on that. I could swear I saw this. You know, at the Show Your Ride event out in Newcastle, at the cleaning place, I think we saw a car just like this with the same color. Got to get the cabin on here. There's a lovely Corvette cabin there. Got another Corvette there. So two Z6s, two big Z6 Corvettes. That's a really nice color. Let's see if I can get it from the back a little bit. So this one doesn't have those cascading Ferrari lights, but they still have really beautiful looking lights. Ooh, I like the seats on this one. Yeah, definitely the newer Corvettes have really beautiful cabins. No doubt about that. And then right next to the Corvette, look at what we have here. Look at this Ferrari. Look at the spec on this. You have like the dark maroon accents against, I want to call it black, but it might be green, who knows. A number of the cars we saw and I thought were black were actually green, but look at this Ferrari.
So every time I go into a class, I'm like, wow, this could be beautiful.
So this is what I'm talking about with those Corvettes, how they have those cascading lights that they supposedly got from Ferrari. So these are these cascading Ferrari lights, and they're very, very beautiful. Yeah, Ferrari's really been ahead of the game in terms of their design, minus the F80. Look at that engine scoop there. So again, Ferrari really staying on top of their game with their design. And this is just a beautiful car. Yeah, Ferrari's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna keep walking around her. Yeah, I'm guessing this is maybe either a 458 or a 488. But yeah, just look at the color scheme. Look, you have the exposed carbon fiber here. And I'll talk about that horse in a second. So it's important to note that these kind of maroon elements here looks like it's exposed carbon fiber. And you have it up on here, kind of right along the window. And also on the intake there, you have exposed carbon fiber. Ooh. And you have it right on the console too. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful cabin and a beautiful car. I gotta pan out on this again. I can't get enough shots of this car. This car is so stunning. Hey guys, you up for a little history lesson? So you guys know where this horse came from? So basically Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari, the owner of Ferrari, you know, he was in World War I, and he had a partner, one of his partners in World War I, one of the soldiers he was fighting with. He had a horse around his neck. He had sort of a chain. He had a horse around his neck, and he was really, inspired by that horse. And you know, his buddy, you know, his army buddy or what have you, or his military buddy, you know, he was very close with him. And then I think it was that guy's grandmother that gave him that necklace, that gave his friend that necklace. But anyway, the necklace had that emblem on it, and that's where that Ferrari emblem came from. It was from, you know, one of his compadres in World War I. But I thought that was just a cool bit of history to talk about. All right, let's continue along here. Ooh, look at that Porsche 911. You know what's interesting about the Porsches? This particular one doesn't look as visceral and sporty as, say, a McLaren, but it looks so elegant and it looks prestigious. That's one of the cool things about Porsche, is that they can be both. It doesn't look like just some hot rod sports car trying to get attention. I mean, this one actually looks like really, you know, kind of prestigious. Almost like it has like Rolls Royce vibes, if that makes any sense. And I gotta love the Porsche lights, but anyway, I guess what I meant by the whole Rolls Royce thing, obviously it's not a Rolls Royce, it's a sports car, is that it just kind of has, this particular one here has kind of more luxury car appeal, and that's a good thing, because Porsche 911s are very, very fast. Stick shift. So yeah, these Porsches have always performed very, very well against their counterparts, but this one also has a luxury appeal as well. So check this out, we got a Marcos here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of a Marcos, and I kind of embarrassed myself. I'm like, it kind of gives me Bizzarini vibes, and this is not even close to a Bizzarini, but still, this is a nicely shaped car. Screw it, it does. It is kind of shaped like that same Bizzarini that I saw at the Rockville show last year. Ooh, so this is the Marcos. Nice to see this here. And then right next to this, you got two Jaguars. You got this one over here. We'll get the other one in a second there. And then right next to this Jag, you got what I think is the XJS. Yep, this is a V12. I think we saw one of these yesterday, actually. Or yeah, we saw this yesterday at Gateway. So I remember this from my childhood. This is the V12 Jaguar. I can only imagine how it drives.
I thought that was your car.
So let's get back to the Subi section. There was a whole bunch of people around this car earlier. So look at the. Ooh, I like it. Again, I just love the exposed carbon fiber. And you got kind of the purple air filter there. Ooh, I love the purple accents on this. So you have a neutral color here, but definitely the purple accents throughout the car to kind of make it stand out. You got Graveyard Performance. Take a look at the inside. Those are some interesting looking seats. So it looks like you have kind of a head protector kind of right in the seat there. Protect your head, protect your neck there. That knob there. Then right next to this Subi. Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. I gotta kick myself for this. So yeah, this is a Subi. And I always mix up Subis and Mitsubishis. I'm so sorry, guys. This is a Mitsubishi. I am so sorry about this. Yeah, I just, what can I say? You know, just, I mean, I guess in my defense, the body types are kind of similar. And this one does kind of have the same kind of like aggressive, you know, sedanish aggressiveness that the WRX has. So, but anyway, that's a Mitsubishi. I muffed that up. Sorry, guys. And then we have another Mitsubishi. Now check out look at the exposed carbon fiber and look how bright how much the hood stands out. So you have the exposed carbon fiber. Oh, check out the wheels. So you got the kind of maroon spikes on the wheel there. And again, come on, you guys. This to me, maybe I'm just a noob, but this does look like a WRX to me a little bit, just with the color. I mean, and with the spoiler in the back, I could definitely mistake this for a WRX, but this is another Mitsubishi here. Anyway, let's keep gazing at this car here. So you got that spoiler. Definitely makes a statement that this is not in any way show up your regular sedan. This is a sports sedan here. Wow, look at the shifter there. That is one aggressive looking shifter. Look at that. Now those are some really cool lights on this Porsche 911. See, this is what I mean. If you have I think a neutral color on a 911 definitely gives it kind of like more luxurious vibes than sports vibes. But again, the car 911s are very, very fast and they perform very, very well. Let's keep going here. The very distinctive design of the Porsche 911, the design language with that you know, very aerodynamic rear. So this is kind of what I really love about these kind of events is that, you know, for example, right here you have a high-end you know, Euro sports car here, and then right next to that you got a tuned Toyota here, which you know, I believe is the Supra. And look at the exposed carbon fiber. I'm seeing a lot of the exposed carbon fiber hoods on a lot of the cars. Let's get the lights here. Yeah, I just love lights in general. That's a Toyota there. Look at that. Ooh, this is a really nice looking spoiler here. Look at the exposed carbon fiber here, and you have it also kind of around the back window here. And here's your cabin. Again, very driver focused. You just notice how the whole like dash, the whole one side of the dash is pretty much facing the driver, so definitely a very driver focused ride there. Yeah, very, very sporty. And then right next to the Toyota, we got another Porsche. Look at this. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just, for some reason, the Porsche just kind of gives me more luxury vibes than sports vibes. It's not an insult in any way, shape, or form. Again, like I said, the Porsches perform very well.
Is this chalk or no? This is graphite metallic gray.
I just saw a GTR coming in. Anyway, very, very nice cabin. So they go from this, at least in my words, in my opinion, luxurious Porsche to a luxurious Jaguar. It's got a little patina on this, so this one's got a little aged on it. Okay, kind of falls a little more into classic there. And then right next to the Jag, we got another Jag over here. I like the color on this one. Just kind of walk around her a little bit. All right, so we pretty much got most of this row, and then the one other car we have next to this, we got a Dodge Challenger right over here. Really nice color scheme here. I love the kind of light red accents with the red brake calipers on here. Very, very nice. The chrome wheels, very nice. Yeah, look at those menacing looking lights. I tell you, there's something about the front of a Dodge. Like, if you look at the front of a Porsche, it looks elegant, it looks prestigious. This just looks freaking menacing. Like, it's looking right at you. First of all, there's nothing looks really intricate or like, you know, really complicated with these lights. This front just looks like it's angry and it's ready to come at you. And then freaking has his widow on it too, so that also adds to the whole, you know, I guess scare appeal. Oh, it's got the freaking tarantula right on the engine here, so got the little Dodge mini car there. Look at that. That's cool. So let's take a look at the cabin here. So again, I love the pinstriping on here. Ooh, it's got the little spider, the tarantula on there too, the spider. Look at that. Okay, all right. And then talk about a variety of cars. So right next to your Challenger, a modern Challenger, you have an old school Bug here. Look at that, and look at the color on this. So now the Volkswagens, this doesn't look menacing at all. This doesn't at all have the same menace. This just has straight charm. But I really, really love the color on this thing. I love the color. Yeah, that is a really nice car. Beautiful. So check this out here. So the 67, so this car, this was the first, the Volkswagen was the first one to get to the Antarctic, to cross the Antarctica. And that's the original instruction manual. This is the original, that's the original magazine there. So this is a 67 Volkswagen. Check this out, guys. So this was the only model that had the push button to get in. And you got the original radio. Look at that dash. This was the last car before they had to put the plastic and the you know, they had to do away with the metal. So the cars after that had like a foam piece on there. So that's a beautiful cabin though. But yeah, this car is so stunning though. All right, so we got all these cars over here. We got these over here. So we're gonna head back over there and head over here and kind of see what else we got over here. Let's first check out this. Ooh, look at this. Strong looking Dodge here. Look at this. The Challenger. Yeah, it's just look at how menacing the front looks. Both the Charger and the Challenger both have really menacing looking fronts. Not at all like that beautiful Volkswagen. Yeah, I just love the blue accents on this. It's a strong looking Dodge here. Got 392 badge on there. Got the stitching on the seats. Ooh. I love the blue accents on that. That makes a huge difference because I hate to say it, there's really nothing that really stands out specifically about this, you know, about this cabin. It's a nice cabin. It's not like, say, the Lamborghini Aventador that has that really pronounced console. It looks like a relatively like kind of normal cabin. So I think it's you know, they did well with the blue accents on this because that now that makes the cabin really like different and stand out a lot more. But very strong car. So check out this retro Nissan here. It kind of has a similar shape to, I think, the one I saw at Gateway Classic, but it's definitely a lot more modernized. You can tell it's almost like rounded off a lot more. You got the retro lights there, and there's the front of her. Yeah, this looks way different from the Dodge. It doesn't look as menacing. It just looks very, very sporty. So you have a very sporty looking front. You know, it's kind of angled, whereas the Dodge is just, you know, looking straight at you. Let's take a look at the cabin now. Look at that. So this looks like maybe early 2000s is my rough guess. And so nice to see, you know, manual shifters. They're kind of a rarity now, so. Well, folks, here it is. The most beautiful car at the event, without a doubt. I mean, not only because it's a classic, and I obviously have a bias towards classics, but you just look at the color scheme. Look at the cream color of the wheels, of those, you know, antique wheels. This is easily the most beautiful car, at least so far that I've seen at this event. And this is coming from someone who loves exotic cars. Let's walk around her. So this is Hudson. So definitely something very unique. This is not, you know, something that's Chevy, Ford, Chrysler, not part of the big three. I hate to say I don't know if Hudson maybe has any kind of connection with them. Maybe they do, but look at this car is so stunning. And you gotta love how the hood opens up on these. You know, a lot of these older cars have the hoods open up, but that's such a cool feature that you just don't see anymore. It's just something else about these cars. Almost, I mean, again, bear in mind, cars were kind of a luxury item back then. Oh, guys, look at that dash. I'm gonna go on the other side to get that dash over there, but I'll talk about it in a second. Hang on. So it's a Hudson Super 6, and you can see my kind of shadow on there. Sorry about that, guys. So look at that. See, this is kind of what drives me crazy. Look at the look at just how I just love the old dashes. Look at the design work on the dashes, and look at just how much information you have just in this one cluster of gauges. I mean, that is so cool to see. If you're a historian, then you definitely love this. You got the clock over there too. Yeah, this is special. This is a very special car. I'm gonna have to get a short of this, definitely. Hey man, got the Corvette. What you got next? What you got over here? So it looks like you have a lot of cars leaving now, so we're gonna have to go and double time it here. Love that cabin. Hey, beautiful Jeep. For my YouTube, man. Gorgeous Jeep, have to get it before you leave. Okay, cool. You know, I keep forgetting how aggressive the 720. Actually, this is 750. Wow, but it's very similar to a 720. And I've wanted to get a 720 for the longest time. I don't want to get a 750 because the 720s are priced better. But anyway, this car is so beautiful. So I'm gonna grab that real quick. So you got the 720. You got that Jeep over there, and now you got GTR. Look at this. Yeah, this is a gorgeous GTR. Yeah, look at the lights on the GTR. You know, very sporty light design on here. And you got the carbon fiber elements on the hood. And I guess what I was talking about, I love the red accents and the yellow brake calipers up against kind of like, it looks like a kind of slight cream color white. When you got like kind of multicolor exhaust there. Yeah, this is nice. You got another GTR.
Every other girl they do too much, but she's the only one. Cause she feeling insecure, cause her friends go they go my light ring go on. Go they go my light ring go on. Yeah, I know I'm trying to be you again. I feel like you're really tired. Just taste for night. Baby, show me you can come down, come down.
So this is a Subaru, not a Mitsubishi. Yes, I'm sorry, I do get them mixed up. I feel silly about that. You know what I love about this is the exposed carbon fiber. So not only you have the exposed carbon fiber on the hood, you kind of have it just kind of on the side panel too. So again, this really makes the car look sportier. And now you have a Dodge Coronet here. This car is known as the Punisher. Danielle Santiago. All right, nice work there, Danielle. Look at the room in the back. All right, nice cabin there. It's funny. I got to try to film when they're not playing music, which is going to be hard to do. Ooh, I do like the color scheme on this. The white lights with the blue and the red brake calipers on this Honda. Very, very nice. And then right next to the Dodge and the Honda, you got the Mustang. Look at that. Now we're gonna kind of go through this road a little quickly. So, love that. I love that color on that Corvette. That's beautiful. Got the Mustang here. Ooh, this is nice. So I love the red wheels and the blue brake calipers on that. That's very nice. Got the 5.0. So you don't see too many of these. Kind of these sporty Beamers. I really don't see many of these at all. Ooh, look at that. Look how you have the, check out the color scheme you have towards the towards my right on there. Right over here, look at that. Nice little detail there by BMW. That's kind of cool. Let's see if I get a little better shot of her. In the corner over there, all right. All right. Actually, just when I said that, we have another one that's kind of more of your sporty front engine Beamer. This is known as the M. That's what it says, BMW M. I'm not up on my Beamers, so it's the first time I heard of the M. Right there. And right next to the M. See, these are the kind of Hondas I like. I just love these older retro ones, and they have something done to the wheels, a slightly stance. I'm really starting to get into these kind of cars. Oh, let me get this Porsche real quick. Get an old 911, got to get that. Always got to get a vintage 911. So sorry about that, guys. I got a little distracted there. But no, even though I kind of diverted to get the Porsche, still mad respect to this Honda. I love the matte color on this. Actually, look at this. You got like the matte. Some elements are matte, and then you got the metallic on here too. So that's real subtle element there. I knew there was something about this car that was getting my attention, but yeah, this is strong. I love this. And you got the Honda sedan right next to the S2000. Ooh. Now this car definitely has kind of the sport and luxury vibes, and I think it's because of the red seats. It's a very, very sporty car. Just ask Tran from from Fast and the Furious. I keep every single time I see S2000, I always reference Fast and the Furious. Yeah, those seats are just so really make the car stand out. Yeah, I just love, you got the 6-speed there. I love manual transmissions, God. So right next to that Beamer and these two Hondas, we got the Lexus or Infiniti. I hate this. I'm guessing it's a Lex. How do I do this? I can't. I should be able to identify my cars by now. I'll find out in a second. Anyway, really strong looking sedan here. Look at that. I love the wheels. Love the color. So guys, this is not a Lexus or an Infiniti. This is a Toyota. So, and maybe there's a reason why I couldn't identify this car, and we're gonna see in a second here. Because it's not even made here. This car is straight from Japan. So I'm guessing this is one of those models that didn't come to the US. So maybe that's why I couldn't identify it. So yeah, this car is a Toyota. And it looks like a Lexus to me. I don't know, that's the first thing I thought when I saw it, but beautiful car. And then right next to the Toyota, a Porsche 944. Yo, one of my classmates when I was in 6th grade, his father had this car, and I was so freaking jealous of him. He had a freaking red 944, and everyone was just drooling over it because that was the car back in the day. I was so freaking envious. But look at it, the old school 944. Good to see. Yeah, guys, there are actually more cars here than I thought. So, ooh, God, look at that Mustang. That's a really beefy looking Mustang there. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, the wheels make a huge difference on this Chevy here.
They used to let you in there.
Is there a cabin there? Funny, I thought this was an Alfa Romeo at first. I think this is actually a Triumph. It looks very much like an Alfa Romeo though. Ooh, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I think this is a BRZ. Super BRZ. Ooh, I like that front splitter on there. Look at that. Got the 6-speed. You don't see too many of these. VW Westfalia. Hey you guys, I had to run to the head real quick. So this is kind of where we left off. So right next to that Chevy, we got the Jag. So that's a beautiful Jag. I love the car on this. And yeah, maybe it's just a neutral colors that kind of give the car more luxury appeal, or maybe that's just the way I'm seeing them. Whew, what a nice cabin. I love that red leather. So if I stand back out again, I just love, it's amazing just what a difference the interior color can make, even to the exterior. So then you have your Chevy and your Jag over here, and then if I turn around over here, we got a really lovely set of cars. Here, this row has some really nice cars, and then that row too has some nice cars. Let's get them. First, we got a Plymouth Barracuda. Ooh. Again, I love the differentiation between the auto manufacturers during the 20th century. Particularly with how unique that whole front looks. Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful car. Yeah, make it known it's a V8. You got the Barracuda badge on there. I pulled it all out. Ooh, what a lovely interior. Yo, I love the color of the seating on this. Yeah, and look at this. That's a unique design, the lines. Because I see a lot of different designs in the upholstery. But I don't see too many of these where you just have like the horizontal lines. Oh, yes. Yeah, very, very beautiful interior. Yeah, they're right next to the Barracuda. You got a Datsun. You see, this is what I mean. If you compare the Datsun to that Nissan we saw earlier, this one definitely doesn't look as aerodynamic. This one just looks like edgier and sportier in my opinion. I mean, they're both good cars. Again, I kind of lean more towards like the older cars, maybe because I'm older, but I just like the way this car looks more. Yeah, this is a beautiful Datsun. Look at that, wow. So this is a 260, a Datsun 260Z, so this is definitely back in the day. I'm gonna guess maybe very early 80s, maybe, could be 70s. Very sporty cabin. So we just got the Plymouth and the Datsun. Right next to that has probably the most aggressive and sporty Benz I've seen. My goodness, look at this. This is one mean looking Benz. Got the Benz lights. Those are some interesting looking wheels. Okay then. I'm guessing early 2000s cabin or something. And then right next to the Benz. Yeah, again, this is why I love these events. Just the variety of vehicles you have here. So there's the bed of this really nasty pickup. Look at those wheels, my goodness. You got the low profile chrome wheels. And I love how the muffler goes out to the side as opposed to the rear. Ooh, lovely interior. I'm gonna get it from the other side. So this looks like the square body. So maybe something from the late 80s, I'm guessing. But this is just a beautiful, I love the cream color. This is such a gorgeous interior. And look at this, is a very unique driver focus. Kind of gives you McLaren, I can't believe I'm going to say McLaren vibes. It's just how this whole console kind of sticks up. It kind of reminds me of how McLaren has that screen. That's kind of why I said that. But no, this is not even close to a McLaren. It's two completely different beasts here. Look at that shifter there. But yeah, I just love this cabin. I love the cream color. And then right next to the truck, you got an Alfa Romeo. Again, I just love the variety of cars they have at these events. And while I'm kind of doing my walk around here, let's go and grab the interior. Yeah, look how sporty Alfa Romeo's interior is. Very, very sporty. All right, got the Z28 here. Right next to that, ooh, it's the Plymouth Fury. Look at this. Wowzers. Plymouth Fury 3. So that car in the movie Christine was also a Plymouth Fury. That was a 58 Fury. So I'm gonna guess this is something from the mid 60s or late 60s. I hate to say I don't know my Furies very well. Got the Fury 3 badge on there. I'm actually gonna look it up and correct myself. Yeah, you have that traditional kind of badging right between the two rear seats. We've seen this a lot. And you have a very, very large cabin. Look at that. Very big, very imposing car. I'm gonna guess late 60s, early 70s. We'll look it up. Hey everyone, so the Plymouth Fury, the third generation of the Plymouth Fury was from 1962 to 64. So this is somewhere, I'm gonna guess this car is somewhere in that range, but the car from Christine was a 58. And you can see how totally different this body shape is. And I think right around the 60s is kind of when the cars really started to change. Like the design elements really started to change. Like look at how different this chassis is from the one in Christine, which has the more 50s, kind of Bel Air like chassis. But regardless, beautiful car. Let's keep going. You just have to love the interior and the dash of a 911, especially look at the design of the upholstery on these seats. That's kind of cool. And then one other thing I want to point out. Looks like the rear tire is definitely bigger than the front one. So there's something different about this particular Porsche here. Or maybe it's just me. In any case, really strong looking 911 here. Good stuff, man. So look at that Honda. That's beautiful. You got like a darker purple. You got the carbon fiber hood on here. Beautiful.
I shout the ship in. All down in my hometown. Trying to track me down. A deputy. For the life of a deputy. And I shout the ship in. I don't know if the time that I ruled went to see the city. I shot the sheriff. And I said,
All right, so we got, I think most of the cars outside. Just gonna go through the garage here. Check out some of the cars here in the garage. Ooh, I want to get that close to that Beamer. So just to give you guys an idea, we're at, I think it's pronounced Dougherty's Automotive Services. That's where we're at now in Westchester. Look at that Porsche. That's a beautiful Porsche. That old school Porsche up there. So they definitely look like they work on classics. That is so beautiful. We got a newer Porsche down here. Oh God, look at that C7, I think. Yeah, I'm so impartial to the front end Corvettes. Stop the frame right there. It's kind of what I wanted to get. I saw this Beamer with the wheels on there. That's really nice. See if I can grab the interior. Wow. Now that is what I call a freaking racy interior. Look at that. Look at that shifter there. Man, look at this, guys. So we can't end it here, guys, but you know, there's just a couple cars I want to get. Look at that, looks like a Carmen Ghia over there. So we're just gonna, that's a beautiful car, I gotta get that. So just gonna get a quick shot of that and we're good. So now I am in what I believe is a showroom, and check out this beautiful Porsche Speedster. We were trying to guess what year this is, me and a couple of dudes, and it says 65 in the back on the license plate, but I saw a 57 looks just like this. And you know what? I hate to disappoint you guys. And you know, Dougherty Services, man, we're not selling it. But you know what they say, everything's for sale with the right price, so who knows. But no, this is obviously a show car, very, very beautiful. And look at the artwork too. So this is really cool. I'm gonna step back a little bit, see if I can get everything in frame there. It's just so cool to see this car with really cool looking artwork here. Look at that. And there are prices on these. I'm gonna go and check them out. But the whole, like, this whole room is adorned with artwork. That's so cool. So this is a cool showroom. It's small, but it's still cool. And then you got this freaking more modern Benz here. Look at this. And you got some more artwork over here. And actually, I did see something for 18,000. So I'm kind of wondering if that's. We'll get to that in a second. Bosch service. So very cool. Let's take a look at this. Yep. Only 5,400 for this. Chump change, right? So this is probably definitely some higher level art. So anyway, cool. Hey everyone, hope you're all having a good time here. So I think we got some really good footage and we got a lot of cars. I'm gonna grab some lunch first. We're probably gonna wrap things up. But at first things first, I filled the good old tummy up. You know, I'm gonna grab a little bit of lunch here from this truck over here. So let's get to it. Hey, what's up guys? Hope you're all having a good time. I know I'm about to have a good time. I'm about to have a good time eating, so look what I got. Check this out. Look at these delicious tacos I got from Habanero Taco Truck. So I'm gonna go and tear into these, and all right, time to grub up. Let's do it. So check it out, guys. I'm out in front of it's called Scrape and Scoop, and this bar over here, it's called Dubai Chocolate. It's chocolate coated, and it has one section that's like vanilla and one that's pistachio. So you have two flavors inside one pop here. So that sounds really, really good. Yeah, pre-diabetic, it's okay. So I don't want to check my blood sugar level, but who cares? I mean, just you live once, right? But anyway, so this company is called Scrape and Scoop. They're out in Westchester. Let me make sure I got their name right. Yep, Scrape and Scoop out in Westchester. So anyway, I'm gonna go and eat this before it melts. So let's get to it. Hey, what's up, everyone? So anyway, those tacos I had were from this place. It's called Habanero Taco Express. So that's the name of the truck. And they were really good tacos. They have traditional, and they also have they call them gringo, which is more like your regular, American-based tacos. But I had the traditional ones, and they were delicious. Very simple. And it wasn't a big meal, which is perfect for me. With someone with high blood sugar and trying to kind of watch my diet, it was just a perfect sized meal. Just two small tacos and corn tortillas. They were really, really good. Came with 2 cucumbers that kind of added to the whole meal, and had some what's the lemon or lime? I think it was lemon, so I could put some lemon on. Actually, no, it was lime, so I was able to squeeze out a little bit of lime in them. But anyway, yeah, Habanero Taco Express. You definitely want to check them out. They're in Downingtown, PA. Habanero Truck Express. Respect. All right, so I'm back in the showroom again. So let's check out some of this art. So it's called Devon Fine Art. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's the information. So let's look at this piece of art here. So this is 7,500. So this is no joke. This is some serious art here. That's 7,500. You got this one over here. Let's see how much that is. 6,800. A little cheaper, a little bargain there. So I'm gonna kind of pan out here. Yeah, these are really nice though. So let's look at the top one. You got the top one there is 3,800. Oh, that's cheap. Joking, of course. This one here is 4,500. All right, I'm gonna pan out. Yeah, and as I was saying earlier, the artwork makes a huge difference, I think, in the showroom here. All right, see if I can get a better shot of that. There we go. So I'm not gonna go into detail, but the ones on this wall range from about 800. This one down here is 800 to like about 2,200 maybe. Actually, no, that one, the dude with the hat, I think is 5,800. And then you have these two on the wall here. Let's take a look and see how much they are. 2,200. Yeah, the two on the wall are 2,200. All right. And again, it looks so sharp with that. It even makes the Porsche look even sharper just with that art on the wall there. I have these over here, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's for all these, but the price, $18,000. I'm guessing it's for all of these, but I'm not sure. So apparently I missed this car. I don't remember getting this. So this is the Bel Air. So it's funny. I thought that said Buick on there. This is actually a Bel Air, and I don't think of Bel Air when I see something like this. When I think Bel Air, I think of those big three from the 50s, like 50 to 55, 56, 57. But this is beautiful, and it's dropped a little bit too. What a stunner! So good way to finish off. Hey everyone, so hope you all had a good time and hope you enjoyed the footage. Again, what I really love about these events is just the variety of cars that you get to see. But as part of the wrap up, I want to give a shout out to Dougherty Automotive. This is the building right behind me. So they've been in business since 1977. So they're very well established. They specialize in Euro cars, Euro classics. So yeah, you definitely want to go and check them out. They're very nice folk. I was just talking with them. Very nice people here. I also want to thank them for having this event and for allowing us to go into the showroom. They also have some really cool artwork you gotta check out too. Before I leave, I might even go and check out their artwork. But they got some really cool art as well. And they have a gorgeous Porsche Speedster. Not for sale, but it's just for show, but it's just cool to look at. But anyway, yeah, Dougherty Automotive, located in Westchester. You definitely want to check them out. So anyway, So my name is Bistragini. I provide car content. I do classics, customs, exotics. So those of you that follow me know that I cover a very wide range of cars. But I'm looking to definitely do more events and get more footage. So anyway, if you like the content, go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and see you next time.